In today's video, I'm going to talk about 3 easy strategies you can use to start stacking more efficiently, so please stay tuned.
Stacking Cat.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Stacking Cat channel, where I talk all things silver with a little bit of gold, and thank you all for watching. If you could please subscribe, smash that like button, and share this video, that would be awesome. And I'm going to give you guys all the disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to put videos about stacking silver and my strategies on YouTube. So hope you guys all enjoy them for that. And with that being said, let's get into the video. And so as you can see, I have a lot of different types of silver out here on the table. And that'll lead into what this video is going to be about, which is 3 strategies that we all could use for making your stack not only more efficient, but maybe make your stack start working for you a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. And the first strategy is dollar cost averaging. So I know this is something that I'm sure a lot of you have heard out there, dollar cost averaging, which is the price per ounce that you pay for your silver with premiums and everything included, including whatever the current price of silver happens to be in the market. So for example, we are in October of 2020, and the silver price has been roughly around 23 to 24 an ounce. And so if you're paying a little bit of a premium, let's say $28 an ounce, now that's your dollar cost average. Now, if you've been stacking in the past year or so, or before that, silver usually sat around the $14 to $18 range, and you were getting everything from silver maple leaves here to American silver eagles for a lot lower of a premium. So what that was doing, it was keeping your dollar cost average a lot lower. And usually when it was around that $17 mark, I usually tried to stick with the $20 or $21 dollar cost average. Now, a good way of keeping it lower is the type of silver that you buy. So if you buy more of the 90% constitutional silver, whether it's these Washington quarters or your Kennedy halves, or whether it's any type of half or Mercury dime, Roosevelt dime, whatever it may be, those are purchases you can make a lot closer to spot than you would, say, I don't know, like this Dragon and Phoenix coin that was put out by the Perth Mint. This one did have a higher premium, and so that could affect your dollar cost average. And by keeping it low, it keeps your price of silver in tow relative to what you want to get out of it. Now, most of us are saving, for retirement or just savings in general with a hard asset versus cash, fiat currency. With the hard asset, the intrinsic value of silver, you know what you're going to be getting for the most part. So I know that's why a lot of us stack. It's also a hedge against inflation and other things such as that. And the dollar cost average really could play a pivotal role with getting your biggest return on investment that you possibly can get. I mean, that's the name of the game, is getting your return on investment. I mean, no matter what you buy, it could be like this Canadian Goose coin that came out here in 2020, the 2-ouncer. If you're paying a little bit of a premium on that, that might raise your dollar cost average up. You could kind of even it out with your maples or your eagles. And I know premiums are high now, but if you've bought in the past, it's an easy way to kind of find that median that you're looking for. And so how do you keep track of all of this? And do not keep track of it in your head. And that brings me to point number 2, which is keeping a purchase log or ledger. Now, this is a key thing that you could do to strategize your silver stacking. Every time you make a purchase, what I like to do, and I just use a notebook, you could use Excel, you could use anything you want, but write in what the purchase is, how much it weighs, the price you paid, the price of silver at the time, where you bought it, the date you bought it, all that, because it's going to have a positive impact on what you are striving for. And that's how you can keep that dollar cost average. Because if you would have bought, I don't know, like a Britannia a couple years ago, let's say you just bought one, let's say you bought a roll of them and you put them aside and you didn't know exactly what you paid for it. And then you buy them today, like another batch, let's say the 2020s with the premium higher. Now, all of a sudden they kind of get all mingled in together. You don't realize, that you've paid less in the past and more now. And if you ever go back to sell your silver, you might get caught in a pinch where you tell yourself, wow, I didn't get as much back as I thought I would. So, keeping a log or a ledger, whatever you want to call it, is one of the most important things you could do when it comes to stacking silver. And that brings me to point number three. And all of these points, all of these steps you could take are all kind of intertwined together. And that is separating your stack from your collectibles. So, here to me is a collectible coin, something that I won't sell. I'm going to keep it for as long as I possibly could. This is the 5 ounce America the Beautiful Mount Rushmore. Get a nice close look to that. Beautiful coin. Now, I did pay a bit of a premium for this, but I went on a vacation there back in the summer of 2018. So I have some memories for that, some sentimentality. Same with here's the commemorative silver dollar that came out in 91. I don't think I paid too much of a premium for this, but it's just commemorates the trip I went on, so I have more of an attachment to it. And so I want to separate that from my stack. Like here's a commemorative half dollar from 1936 when they came out with all the different regional commemoratives. This was the San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge, which was completed in 1936. So they used this as the theming for the San Francisco Bay Area's regional coin. There's plenty of them out there. But, I grew up in this area, so that's something, I bought it because of that. I've been over that bridge hundreds of times, and that is something that I just have more of an emotional attachment to, a sentimentality. And I don't want that combined with my stack. When I go to sell things, like an American Silver Eagle, for example, I will have got a lot of bright light on this, but I'll have no issue in selling these. Really, none at all. I don't have much of an attachment. Maybe I'll keep like one just to have it. But when it comes time to sell, Canadian maple leaves as well. That's why I like stacking the government bullion, the stuff that has the lower premiums, not the collectible items. Here is a spotted up Philharmonic. Kind of a shame. This is a 2020 as well. That's something that I will have no problem getting rid of. The 90%, of course, the circulated Peace dollars and the circulated Morgan dollars, knowing that they're liquid, knowing that they have value to them, and I'm able to get them at a lower premium than I would. Now, if you're a coin collector, that's what you do, then the strategy maybe not be necessarily for you. However, a lot of coin collectors also do stack like eagles and maples and stuff, just as a way to have that hedge against inflation, to have that bit of a savings. Maybe they'll use it in the future when it comes time to cash stuff in, so then they can keep their collectibles, like the Royal Canadian bar right there, the 10 ounce. That's something, it's cool. It's a hot commodity right now. A lot of people want to stack it, but it is something that I would flip or sell back if I needed cash in a pinch without any regrets. So I think that is very important to kind of differentiate, separate your collectibles from your stack, from your bullion stack, the stuff that you don't mind. You don't really, I know getting rid of silver in any way, you probably have a little bit of attachment to it because of what it is. A lot of us stack this stuff because it's pretty, it looks good. It's better than just getting like a quarterly report with a bunch of numbers on a computer printout. So we have that going for us, and it's a hard asset. But if it came time to ever sell it, I don't think much of us would have too much of an issue getting rid of stuff like this, like a generic round, whether it's a vintage round or not. No real problem in getting rid of this stuff. And that's the whole point of stacking, It's not necessarily about collecting. If stacking is your priority, it is still a savings. It's an investment in a way. It's not a traditional investment, but it's something you're buying knowing that you can't like dip into it. You can't go to the ATM, take out 20 bucks, take out 100 bucks and go buy something else. Silver is always going to have some kind of value. Gold is always going to have some kind of value. And that's why we stack it. That's at least why I stack it. I'm sure most of you guys feel the same way. But we all have an end game, right? There's going to come a time when we're going to want to get rid of it. We're going to want to sell it or pass it on to our kids, whatever it may be. This isn't something that was, you're going to be locked into for the rest of your life. It's it's a savings. So I try to distinguish that from any type of collecting that I do. And it also really helps with your dollar cost average because if I buy something like this ATB Mount Rushmore and I put it as part of my stack, now I have a huge premium attached. My dollar cost average is screwed up. And when I go back to sell, I'll say, wait a second, why is that so high? It's because I didn't separate the things. And like I said, these things all intertwine, keeping that log, keeping that ledger, you know exactly what you have at all times. It's just an inventory. Knowing what you have is very important. And it's something that I really suggest that you guys all do. And of course, I am not a financial advisor. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this discussion. And I think then this is going to be it for this video. And if you'd like to see similar videos about silver with a little bit of gold, then please subscribe and push that notification bell, smash that like button, and leave a comment. And until next time, this is the Stacking Cat.